grounds. We feel that the impeachment complaint is constitutionally deficient. It is a violation of pertinent constitutional provisions, and it is likewise jurisdictionally void, and the same should be dismissed and not entertained by the Senate of the Republic of the Philippines. That in essence is the foundation of our complaint.
Why defective again?
It is very defective because first, it did not consider the three priorly filed impeachment complaints. It did not likewise consider due process to the Vice President, and it did not also follow the constitutionally prescribed verification process. And because of these three and other grounds, the impeachment complaint should be dismissed and not entertained, rather.
Isang grupo ng mga abogado mula Mindanao ay formal nang naghain ng petisyon for certiorari and prohibition sa Korte Suprema upang ipatigil ang impeachment complaint laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Pinangunahan nila Attorney Israelito Torion, Attorney Martin Delgra, Attorney James Reserva, Attorney Hilary Olga Reserva ang petisyong humihiling sa korte na magpalabas ng temporary restraining order upang pigilan ang pagpapatuloy ng impeachment. Kasama sa mga pumirma sa petisyon ang ilang konsehal ng Davao City, pati na rin ang mga political vlogger na sina Darwin Salcedo, Lord Byron Cristobal at Lord Oliver Raymond Cristobal, na matagal nang kilalang taga-suporta ng pamilyang Duterte. Wala pang opisyal na tugon ang Korte Suprema sa naturang petisyon, ngunit inaasahang magiging mainit ang labanan sa pagitan ng mga taga-suporta at kritiko ng Vice Presidente sa mga darating na araw. Wherefore, in view of the foregoing submissions, it is respectfully prayed that this honorable court that immediately upon the filing of the petition, issue a temporary restraining order and a writ of preliminary injunction directing the Senate of the Philippines to cease and desist from conducting impeachment proceedings based on the defective articles of impeachment, declare the articles of impeachment null and void for failure to meet constitutional requirements on verification and proper initiation of impeachment proceedings, and for failure to accord due process to Vice President Sara Duterte prior to the filing with the Senate of the defective articles of impeachment, and are for malicious non-action of not one but three prior impeachment complaints in order to bar the application of the Francisco ruling, which would have prevented the filing of the subject fourth impeachment complaint against Vice President Sara Duterte. Grant a writ of prohibition permanently enjoining the Senate from proceeding with an invalid impeachment complaint, and issue such order reliefs as may be just and equitable under the circumstances. Dito lalabas na talagang unconstitutional at talagang minadali nila ang pagkakapasa ng impeachment complaint ni Vice President Sara.
To raise it up to the Supreme Court to seek relief on a petition which we feel and believe was fatally defective based on constitutional and legal grounds. So we would, from here on, we would expect that the legal processes in filing petitions will proceed forthwith. Thank you.
Ayun, sa akin naman, bilang isang content creator and blogger, sa mga kababayan nating Pilipino, silence is not an option. Meron kaming responsibilidad sa mga viewers namin at ito yung call of duty namin. Hindi lang po kami batikos ng batikos, gumagalaw din po kami at asahan po ninyo na makikita po ninyo ang Banateros Brothers sa madami pa pong mga petitions in the future. Thank you very much.
Coach Ali, would you like to say a few words?
Boses to ng more than 32 million. At maraming nag-aantay sa mga mangyayari ngayon. At alam naman ng, this is public knowledge, na ang sitwasyon po natin ngayon is all political. Sana po napag-iwanan na tayo ng mga iba't ibang bansa. Sana ang mga politiko natin mag-focus na lang para yung taong ay hindi gutom at umasenso naman ang mga katulad natin na mga ordinaryong Pilipino. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much. On my part, I would like to say that Davao City is a city of rules. And we follow these rules not because of the Dutertes, but we follow these rules because we know in our hearts that these rules are meant to be followed in order to have a just and humane society. And we hope and pray that the Congress will follow its own rules and that the Supreme Court will see the merits of the case before it. That's all. Thank you.
In Republic versus Sereno, the Supreme Court stated that impeachment is characterized as a sui generis proceeding, right? It is both legal and political. And it may be political in the sense that people have, the senators may not be guided strictly by the rules, but it is also legal such that it requires basic evidentiary rules and due process. The fact that this was filed not in accordance with due process and not in accordance with evidentiary rules and verification requirement compels us to file this petition before the Supreme Court because the Senate, as an impeachment court, only has certain limited powers within the wordings of the Constitution. It has no authority to declare the impeachment complaint as null and void. So it therefore necessitates upon us, ordinary citizens, to file a petition before the Supreme Court in accordance with Article 8, Section 1, expanded certiorari jurisdiction on the part of the Supreme Court to rule and determine whether or not there is grave abuse of discretion amounting to lack or excess of jurisdiction on the part of other branches of the government. So we therefore have to file this so as to declare us void because the Senate has no right, nor power, nor jurisdiction to do that. So thank you very much for your time and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all.